A very good morning, everyone. Welcome to Cutting Edge Day 1, organized by the Informatics Institute of Technology. I am Amira Rasmin.
And I'm Afreen Rumi. We will be your host for ITV Exclusive. So, Cutting Edge 2024, we will be focusing on the main theme, redefining of the frontier of innovation. Speaking of innovation, Amira,
Cutting Edge itself is all about innovation that brings together students from the IT faculty and the business faculty to present their best innovative ideas on this unique platform, Cutting Edge.
so why Cutting Edge? Cutting Edge is an opportunity for students where they can bring forward their ideas, meet the network of industry experts, meet the community that they are going forward to, basically look into what sort of future that they will be looking forward to. So we would like to invite you all to join Cutting Edge 2024 to see and meet these interesting people ranging from IT experts, from industry experts, and even academia. So this is the best place for students to kickstart their careers for everyone.
So join us on day 1 with enlightening sessions, panel discussions, introductions to clubs and societies. Stay tuned with us through the entire day. So stay tuned. Thank you.
Thank you.
When you think of a university, you think of buildings, piles of books, racks, words, numbers, long hallways, and desks. But for us, it's actually a place where we connect with people, with whom we learn and grow together. At Informatics Institute of Technology, we don't always know where we are headed, but we are here to find our paths. With us, more than 3,000 undergraduates across the globe have shared the roofs of IIT. Our degrees are offered from world-renowned universities, University of Westminster and Robert Gordon University.
Informatics Institute of Technology has been delivering British degrees for over 2.5 decades. Our goal has been to produce graduates who are highly skilled, innovative, employable, and who can compete in an international arena. Our curriculum and our lecture panel and the extracurricular activities and co-curricular activities that we provide at IIT facilitate in grooming such graduates. Today our graduates are holding significant positions in the business and in the IT arena.
When I first joined IIT, I was a little persistent whether I could handle the workload, but with the immense support from IIT and the guidance from my lecturers, it was very easy. In the computer science degree, you are given the choice of multimedia, mobile and web development, and games development. I wish to choose game development because it has high promise in the future.
IIT supports not only to excel our studies, it helps to improve our talents and skills. And also we are participating Cutting Edge, Business and IT exhibition and the Stagecraft, the annual talent show which we can showcase our talent. So I'm really glad to join with IIT because it molds myself to be a better corporate personality.
The best part of this degree program is the 1-year industrial placement. So it's basically where all the students who studies at IIT gets the opportunity to work at a certain company where it can be a business or IT organization. And the most important aspect of this internship program is that we get the chance to work with new cutting edge technology. So when we come back to IIT for our final year, it's like we are fully equipped with knowledge to do our final year project.
At IIT, we revolutionize education. We believe in a wholesome education which molds a student into a responsible and active citizen. Modern lecture halls, computer labs, library, and pool facilities are provided to enrich our curriculum. The life of a student at IIT is filled with a long list of extracurricular activities.
The master's program is able to cater to the rapidly advancing demands in the software industry today. I'm sure the master's program at IIT will help me develop in my career.
I'm a person who constantly wants to improve my skills and knowledge and to differentiate myself from others. So while I was looking for such opportunities, I came across with this program by IIT, MSc in Business Analytics, affiliated to Robert Gordon University, Scotland.
Big data, the latest technology, the biggest wave in the coming IT. Where do you get that in Sri Lanka? How can you learn it? IIT. That is where I found them tying up with Robert Gordon University in UK to offer the best of the courses that you can find in big data. And I'm very proud to say that I made the right choice to do it.
The sports teams of IIT have been playing in national arenas and making the IIT name proud with numerous achievements. We believe these achievements add value to a balanced education that we promote at IIT.
The 4-year degree program I went through at IIT enabled me to be a successful corporate leader, then an entrepreneur. Not only as a product of IIT, but giving back to IIT as a visiting lecturer, I see the support given to the student by the institute and the lecturers to mold them as better personalities who will fit the corporate arena and also to become successful entrepreneurs.
I'm very proud to say that IIT helped me immensely during the past few years to build my business in terms of giving me all the knowledge and the support, and I'm also very thankful to IIT for making me a successful entrepreneur today.
Today I'm a proud graduate. The past 4-year journey at IIT has indeed been a memorable and a wonderful one. IIT has helped myself to achieve extensive heights in both academics and extracurricular activities. The experience and exposure I've gained through all these activities has made myself to achieve a high demand from the industry by the time of my graduation.
Life at IIT is changing every second. You are not the same person you were a moment ago. You are one step ahead in knowledge, experience, and life every second at IIT. Join IIT to find, shape, and lead your future.
Hello everyone, welcome to iTV, where we dive deep into the stories and experiences behind the biggest event at IIT, CuttingEdge 2024. I'm Afreen, your host for today. We're thrilled to bring you an exclusive behind the scenes to look at one of the best, most anticipated events on campus, CuttingEdge. Hello everyone and welcome to iTV, where we dive deep into the stories and experiences behind the biggest event at IIT CuttingEdge 2024. I'm Afreen, the host for today, and we are thrilled to bring you an exclusive behind the scenes look at one of the most anticipated events on campus, CuttingEdge. So before we dive in, would you like to introduce yourselves and tell your involvement at CuttingEdge?
Hi Afreen. I'm Amani Yusuf, the chairperson for CuttingEdge 2024.
Hi, I'm Karthik. So I'm the PR lead, public relations of the student committee for this year.
Hi everyone, I am Rishiyesha Navatnam. I am the lead in charge for projects competition and for coding competitions.
Hi guys, great to meet you all, and we are very excited for CuttingEdge 2024. Can we give our listeners who are listening this right now a brief interview on what CuttingEdge is and what significance does it bring to IIT?
So yes, Afreen, like you mentioned during your introduction, CuttingEdge is one of the most anticipated events organized by IIT. So CuttingEdge is not just an event organized by the students of IIT, but also with the involvement of the management, academics, as well as the non-academic staffs. So this event is a major event for IIT since it targets not only the students of IIT but also industry experts as well as students from various schools across Colombo. We at Cutting Edge, we have events ranging from coding competitions, project evaluations to gaming competitions as well as ideathons.
Okay, so what goes into this organizing an event this scale? What is the planning, the preparations? Walk us through how you navigate into a successful Cutting Edge 2024 and what vision do you see in it?
So Cutting Edge, like I said, it comprises of multiple segments ranging from projects to coding, gaming, ideathon as well as this segment ITV. So an event of this scale, there is ample of planning and organizing that goes through. But this year, however, due to multiple reasons, we had to organize Cutting Edge within the span of 1 month, 1 to 1.5 months. However, due to the team, we were able to pull this off. So we have the PR lead Karthik as well as Rishi here. They will take you more on the public relations as well as the competitions aspect of Cutting Edge.
Yeah, so in summary, no event can be successful without proper branding and marketing. So me and my team have from the beginning have been an integral part in properly branding this and marketing to the proper stakeholders involved. As you know, it's not just an educational exhibition, it's something more than that because it involves a lot of segments like gaming and a lot of stuff, so we have to cater to a wide range of audience. So we have been really careful with how to handle each stakeholders in doing that branding and marketing. So yeah, that is what in summary what the PR team has been doing. So Rishi?
Well, yeah, talking about projects, it has been the sole meaning of Cutting Edge itself is to get the recognition that each students and participants get to make from the industry so that they can take their projects, products and all their applications to the next levels. So that's where Cutting Edge actually started. And then moving on later onwards, coding competitions were included in which the school students are actually given opportunities. So that since school students have already been they have been following the government syllabuses in in all the educational pathway, and then moving on to give them a brief exposure of what actually happens in the the next stage of their life, which would be the university life, to make them decide which path they can pursue, which path they can go into, and how they can the experiences that they can gain from the coding competition. So the coding competition is named as Code Quest this time, and we've got 2 categories, which one is for the ordinary level students and the next one would be for advanced level students. So this basically it started out as an Cutting Edge started out as an incubation program for all the projects so that they can get the recognition from industry so that they can take the projects to the next step, contributing to the advancement of humanity. Yeah, friend.
Thank you. And so you mentioned a lot of new things coming into Cutting Edge 2024. Walking through your experience in the previous Cutting Edges, which I presume that you all might have, or you all might have seen, what is the most differentiated point of view that you all try to bring in here in Cutting Edge 2024 and try to achieve through that sort of change that you all bring in this?
All right. So to start, then I think we better introduce Ideathon, right? Well, Ideathon is basically all this time the FYP projects, the SDGB projects for Cutting Edge, the chances were mostly given for the second years and final year students. So that since we have a new set of competition called as Ideathon, where students can present the ideas. It can be if they have a final product of the idea, that can be an added advantage also. But in the sense they can provide the ideas which can be a trendsetter, which can be a new. They could have incorporated new technical abilities, and then they would have included new machine learning and artificial intelligence algorithms and stuff. So that will give them a huge stage for them to portray their abilities, to portray their talents and technical capabilities and all. Anything else, guys?
Yeah, so this year our projects competition is much bigger than the previous years. So we are featuring quite a few more projects than the previous years. Yeah, and of course the gaming competition, branded as Legends Arena, is actually much bigger than the previous year, and we have a prize pool of 200,000, which is quite a large sum. And yeah. Anything you have to add?
And this year we're having the gaming tournament finals, physical at BMICH as well.
Something new and interesting.
Yeah. So you can come and watch the finals happening on the 9th at BMICH.
And I'm pretty sure the winners, like winners of not only the gaming, like winners of Ideathon projects and the coding competitions, they also will be provided monetary rewards as well. So that might be a motivation booster also. In that case, they will be motivated to take the next step. This might be it might not be huge, but still, it's a really good place to start. So yeah, I think that's actually a good step, right? We hope to take it down to the next level as well from the next committee also. Yeah.
Great. It's very interesting to see a lot of new initiatives coming up this time. So I do think an event at such scale might have had a huge team behind it. How, as y'all being the main chairpersons in this event, are y'all managing such a large scale team into coordinating, into communication and making things get forward when it comes to the actual date?
Yeah, so short answer, we've got a great leader right here, Amani, who's chairing the project this year. So yeah, she has been very
sarcastic?
No,
not sarcastic.
Wow.
Yeah, it is a bit sarcastic. I mean, it's hard for me to say, but yeah, that's the truth.
And you got two cameras pointing at us.
Yeah, more like guns. But yeah, yeah, she is very organized and she's very creative, and she has good leadership abilities. So she has been like a very integral part in streamlining the process and like having everything organized. So yeah, other than that, the team has played like a really exceptional work, and everyone's doing their job like really nice. And yeah, it's like really lucky for us to have such a team. And you got anything to add, Rishi?
Maybe I do.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so every maybe good leader should have a greater team behind them. Probably the only time they'll hear me say
sarcastic.
this.
That's
yeah,
not sarcastic
they
at
would
all.
not hear me say this ever again. So if you are listening, I mean, you have to. But yeah, I've got a great team, a very dedicated, hardworking team. Regardless, we've had 4 a.m., 5 a.m. calls, pulled up all-nighters to bring this to you. I mean, you will see.
It's not like we wake up at 4 a.m., 5 a.m. It's just we don't sleep at all.
We don't sleep at all. So we don't sleep at all. So if you see us online or anything, if you have seen us online at 5, it doesn't mean we wake up. We're not early birds. The entire committee is night owl, so it makes it much easier to work. And the other thing I must say, out of jokes, the entire committee has one mission, that is to make July 9th a success, to take it above and beyond the previous cutting edge. So that's our dream, that's what we're working for, and we hope you come to see what we put on stage on that day.
And not to mention the support that we got from the academic panel as well. Like,
yeah, true.
That is one of, they have been supporting us from day one. Like, we do have issues also, everyone, like, there's no project which goes like without issues. There's no project that goes smoothly. So they have been the pillars for us to push through all this, and all the operational staffs also for us to provide everything to give us all the support. Then we should be thankful for them also, and yeah.
And our amazing committee, set of volunteers.
Yes.
The ones who have been calling us, asking if there's work. They've had exams, still worked on cutting edge. They've had so much of work they've given up for cutting edge. So to the amazing volunteer team we have, thanks for all your help.
Yes, thank you from my end as well. Thank you.
Okay, great. Great. We are so super excited to see how the team is very enthusiastic to pulling this off in a grand scale. So we'll see this happening in a couple of days actually. So moving on, y'all might have, for y'all to pull off such an event, y'all might have come across many cutting edges in your student years. So what is this one sort of project or one sort of cutting edge year that has had a lasting impression on you for you to be a part of this organizing committee?
Yeah, so the previous year I worked with the chairperson Nabil, and then there was Shilshia, Erandi. So they were like all like really nice people, and yeah, it has been like a really enlightening and really nice learning curve. So I got to know like everything about cutting edge, and yeah, it has been like really nice, and it has like helped a lot in bringing you all cutting edge 24. Like I saw like what could be done differently, what could be done better. So we are trying all our best to do something different. And yeah, guys have anything to add?
So my first experience with Cutting Edge was when I was in my first year. I was a batch rep, and all the batch reps were forced to be a part of the Cutting Edge volunteer base, which is how I entered to the Cutting Edge, the organizing of Cutting Edge back in 2021 under the leadership of Sahaniaki. So it was, looking back 3 years, it has been a very different experience because that was done amidst COVID back in 2021. Things were virtual, Cutting Edge was virtual. We had to come in masks to IIT, we needed to get special permission, we needed to get curfew passes, all our NIC numbers were required. And looking back 3 years after, so much has changed. Here we are. Last year it was physical, completely at BMICH, this year too, but we're hoping to make it bigger and better. But for me, that's when Cutting Edge started, and I loved every minute of it. I was a part of the IFM team. It was fun, and that's what probably led all three of us. Even Rishi would share his experience, led what for the three of us to be a part of the Cutting Edge 2024 organizing committee. So Rishi?
Well, I think my Cutting Edge was like 2 years back, I think 2022. That was also, the ITV was done virtually. It was done like recorded online, had to post, upload like videos. Like that was the first time for me also, like from a personal level of experience also, that was the first time that I actually got into like to properly know how a video gets uploaded in YouTube also. So I think Arjun also is behind the screen, like he was with me for all the uploading part, the advertisement, the helpness, all that stuff, which we had no idea, which we both somehow figured it out, and the video is still up. It did not crash, it's still up. Well, in that case, that's where it all started. That would be the initial point for me.
Yeah. So Afrin, that's
Thank you very much. It's very amazing to see that you have been a part of Cutting Edge itself for a long time, and you all have come across many various obstacles to be landed here. So, could you say, after completion of the Cutting Edge, what are your aspirations for the future Cutting Edges to happen, even if you become an alumni in this specific institution? What sort of aspiration are you all looking forward to for those who are coming forward in organizing the upcoming years?
Well, as the name itself suggests, Cutting Edge, it is cutting edge. So basically you need to have cutting edge ideas, cutting edge innovations, technologies, all that those need to be incorporated in the future events as well. And I'm pretty sure the upcoming committee will also pay like equal importance to improve what the exact like the current cutting edge theme, like they'll be working on. Even this year's theme is redefining the frontier of innovation, so they can cope up on with another theme next time and improve. Like they can add on stuff that we actually didn't get to do, the stuff that didn't cross our minds at all. They can add new ideas, they can work on new stuff actually, and
Yeah, I'd say keep up to the trends, and also don't forget about all the traditional stuff and whatever the stuff that works. So yeah, put those together and have like a solid event.
So I'd say Cutting Edge, the organizing committee, basically you're done with your education, you're done with your academics by the time Cutting Edge organizing starts. So you might feel like, why do I have to come? Why do I have to organize this, right? But trust me, I'm sure even Rishi, Karthik and everyone behind the screen would also vouch that no matter, it is a lot of work, but it is also really fun, because this month or this 1.5 months of planning is stress-free. You don't have academic stress. You're just, it is a lot of work, but you're also enjoying some of the best times with your friends before you graduate and leave your bachelor's degree behind, right? You will be done. We will be graduating soon. So know that this time you get to come, have fun. So make the most of it. It's not just the work, but you're working with your friends, you're working with your batchmates, you're working with your juniors. So make sure you leave a footprint, because it's always experiences that we remember, not the challenges or the issues or the arguments we've had, but the fun stuff. So come, organize Cutting Edge, and for the future generations, make memories for, which would last a lifetime.
It's the end product also,
yeah.
But in the same sense, it's the process of building it up also. And I think I've actually mentioned this to Amani and others also before. One of our lead lecturer in charges for coding competitions is Miss Abarna. Even what she said when we initially went to plan all this, she was like, "You all will never get this time hereafter. Just enjoy everything. I know it's not gonna be easy, but don't forget to enjoy. Don't forget to have fun. Just do everything that you all can within the given time frame. Complete everything, have fun. I mean, it's not hard if you have the right set of people to do also. In that case, I think we all are having quite some fun also, and we stay out late until late in the night also, and yeah, and
eat a lot of food as well.
Yeah, and most probably guys that we don't I'm pretty sure everyone's sleep schedule is also messed up currently. I think,
but it's worth it. Hopefully, we'll see on the night.
It is worth it. It is. I mean, not to be sarcastic, but it's actually worth it. So
yeah.
Yeah, we can see that you all are excited as everyone else. So I've come to the end of a few questions, but before wrapping up, I would like to ask a few rapid fire questions. Who is out of your teammates, who is the most talkative?
No. That's a lie. That's a lie.
No, it is not.
Yes, it is.
I mean,
I'm the funniest.
If you're watching
and the sweetest.
If you're watching this video from the beginning, you'd know the answer.
No, but I'm the sweetest.
I'm pretty sure people will be forced to watch for 30 minutes, which it doesn't. It didn't have to be 30 minutes.
I'm sure people will watch it.
It was supposed to be a 10-minute video.
I'm sure people will watch it because I'm a part. So yeah.
Okay.
Cut that part of it.
No. Next question: who is the most, I would say,
annoying? Everyone, all the guys in the community.
That I know, annoying. But who's the most, I would say, nagging?
Again, all the guys in the committee.
I mean, I have to take. I mean, we have nagged her a lot. So.
Yeah.
We agree.
Okay.
They burp unnaturally. I don't know how they do it, but it's very unnatural.
Okay, I'm getting a burp now.
Karthik, stop.
Okay.
If you all were a movie, what movie would you think?
I think he doesn't answer. He's like a movie freak.
Which describes everyone, or
the entire team, yes.
Entire team.
Entire team.
I mean, we have to make a movie in that case then.
Yeah.
I mean, something fun. I don't know.
I'm it's hard to come up with an answer actually.
Okay, let's divert it into a song.
Song?
Okay.
Again, you're the person for it?
No.
I'm the worst.
I don't know, some Hindi song.
It's hard to fit us. Fit all of us into one segment in any way.
Yeah, because
it's like a diverse range of
it's
a whole spectrum
group.
actually.
But yeah.
So it's like a tough question, but good one.
Okay, great. So that wraps up of our amazing session with this organizing committee. Stay tuned for Cutting Edge 2024 to be bigger and better, redefining the frontier of innovation. And good luck all of you. Thank you everyone.
Thank you, Afrin.
Thank you.
Hello everyone, welcome to another intriguing session. I'm Amira Rasmin and I will be your moderator for today. We are honoured to have a distinguished guest with us, Professor P.S.M. Gunaratna, who serves as the Dean of the School of Business of IIT and the former Deputy Chairman of the University Grants Commission and one of the former Deans of the Management Faculty of the University of Colombo. Welcome, sir.
Welcome. Yeah.
With an impressive career in both academia and industry, he has been at the forefront of transforming business education. We are thrilled to have you with us, Professor. So let's dive right into today's discussion.
Yes, my pleasure.
As we look to the future of business education, how do you envision it evolving over the next decade?
Yeah, I think business education, by the time I started studying business to today, has transformed a lot. Like today, that we have to, I think, embrace the technology together with the business education. It's like not that theoretical business subject is not sufficient, because the industry needs people who knows the technology applications and all that. So therefore, we have to produce kind of hybrid graduates now in the field of business.
That's quite fascinating. Speaking of technology, how is the business school incorporating emerging technologies into the curriculum to prepare students for the future?
That is interesting. Right now, we offer 3 undergraduate program and 2 postgraduate program at the business school. Undergraduate program, 2 programs are by definition is a combined program in business and technology. One is BIS, Business Information System. Other one is Business Data Analytics. Both programs, maybe I would say 50-50 technology and business. So that is where we produce graduates who's knowledgeable about the business processes plus new technology application into business processes. So that is BIS, and so also we small number of we produce pure business graduates, but they also get the flavor of technology application, because we need human resources managers and other leaders and all that, so that they also get some flavor of this new technology. So that now we are designing new program into business technology and business administration. So we are going to incorporate all these modern technology aspects, because that is the recommendation coming from the industry. Today, business graduates can't survive just knowing their marketing, their accounting, their finance, how they apply into their maybe finance manager, what is the new technology that they get the help from the technology to more analytical tools to solve their problem. So that is very much important in the today's context.
Right. So with the business landscape changing so rapidly, how do you think the students should stay ahead of the curve?
Yes, that is interesting. Like what we try to do is that the graduates being produced by the faculty, by the business school here, we want to maybe in the forefront with the change in technology. But we are blessed with that because we offered degrees basically designed in London right now. London, basically University of Westminster, that every time I think that annual basis that our curricula is changing and restructuring every time that our people get the new material, new thing input. That is a blessing. So that we can, what's happened in exactly in the UK, London, repeat here in Colombo. So therefore, students are in that way, they are very advantageous position by following the IIT degrees.
Right. Currently, entrepreneurship is a growing field of interest. What is your take on these initiatives like CuttingEdge that would provide entrepreneurs to help their dreams come into a reality?
Yes, entrepreneurship, I believe like this, that we can't make all graduates entrepreneurs, but the flavor of entrepreneurship is essential for every graduate. Therefore, apart from the cutting edge, also we have some maybe quizzes and all that aiming to promote the entrepreneurship. Like it's like a given phenomenon, like when you take 100, maybe if you train 100 graduates with the entrepreneurship, maybe 5 or 10 will be good entrepreneurs. So that we try to give the flavor of entrepreneurship to everybody in the faculty. So therefore, cutting edge especially is a bridging between what you learn in the class and what is really required in the industry. So this gives an opportunity for students to see the gaps in the industry and find opportunities. So there, especially, they can help the existing industries, those who are doing business. Okay, why don't you do this way, that way? We can help with you. So that is bit of entrepreneurial, but it's not that they are taking the risk. They are giving somebody else. But they can also start their own startup companies and giving services through that. So I think few of our graduates every time go into that direction as well. So that the entrepreneurial thinking is like that. It's not only for your own company, but to give some innovative ideas to the companies, come up with new ways of doing things.
That's fascinating. Also, as we operate in a very globalized economy, how does the business school students prepare to work in such diverse cultures?
Yeah, that's I think, that normally through our modules also, modules are updated concurrently, because therefore the contemporary knowledge is incorporated into them. But apart from that, we do seminars, do things like, because they are being Sri Lankans, they should know about where Sri Lanka heading, and also we organize some sessions for them, special sessions for them to update about the current business environment, political environment, economic environment, so that once they go to the industry, that knowledge is also essential, because mostly they start their careers in Sri Lanka, but I know that after some years, most of our graduates go abroad and they have potential, that potentiality as well. But still, because the industry check whether they are knowledgeable about the current business environment. For we do that, additional support is given through guest lectures, seminars, and sometimes into the right module, what is coming from the London, we added some Sri Lankan flavor.
Right. Also, moving on to the country's economy after post the pandemic, inflation has become a major issue. What do you think is your thoughts on how Sri Lanka is recovering from inflation?
No, I think inflation currently somewhat under control, because what has happened was that inflation was driven by the depreciation of rupee, because as a result of that, inputs coming from the outside world became very expensive to Sri Lankan. So that is because the dollar hit like in Sri Lankan rupee terms like 360, 70, 80 levels. So as a result of that, also there was import curtails, so that as a limited supply, as a result of that, everything went up gradually. So like now it started again, our reserves foreign reserves are building up. Like at the time we didn't have even a $1 billion US dollars in our foreign reserves, like that is even less than half a month kind of requirement we had. But now we are like heading towards the 6 billion level, so that also that our donors and those who lend us and giving some restructuring plan, and therefore postponing payment, there will be a little space for us to develop our own base, and then we may have to restart payment. That time for that we have a grace period for preparation. So with that, I think economic stability would be slowly coming to the Sri Lanka. Yeah.
As we are slowly recovering from the economic crisis that we are facing, how do you think this is affecting the job market for the undergraduates and graduates?
Yeah, that's an interesting thing. Like there was a time, but everybody was thinking like this is the end of Sri Lanka, that we have to prepare something, maybe that we have to prepare ourselves to go abroad, and everybody, that our student also thinks like that. So that is therefore large, even that the industry expert, like that those who work in the industry also started leaving the country, that they thought that not only their future, that their next children's future, thinking that they started. Now, because of the slowly recovering, that trend has been now bit of a other way around. Like now again, our market opening is there, market expansion is can be seen. So therefore, I think, but still, but what the graduates that we produce are also maybe that equipped with the required what is technological, other theoretical knowledge, as well as socio-emotional skills. They could work anywhere. They can mix with anybody. So therefore, our graduates is in advantage. They can even go work in foreign country or work in Sri Lanka. I hope now again that companies started like again expanding Sri Lankan base, and there are certain sectors are booming like tourism sector is booming very fast. So the number of tourist arrivals is coming up. As a result of our foreign reserves are also going up. So that then the confidence is building up again the business community. As a result of the confidence, they will again rethink of investing, and interest rate is dropping. So that is good for the investors. Like investors can borrow at a lower rate at a time where we had the funding crisis and the government, and the interest rate went up to beyond 25%, 26%, 28%. So where the entrepreneurs thought that there is no way to earn that much of high rate while investing in the market, so that in any project, so that now it is not the way, that now interest rates are getting stabilized like 8, 9, and the corporate lending is much lower. So therefore, I think with these trends, maybe entrepreneurs will think of new projects, new investment, and maybe job market opportunities will be there. But still there is a bit of a thing. Currently there is a bit of political stability is a bit of a question. So I hope that whoever going to come to power, so they continue in this path with more bit of a careful administration of government finances, I think we can achieve the goals.
Right. So what kind of challenges and obstacles do you think Sri Lanka's economy has to face over the next decade?
Yeah, and if you take the next decades, I think our lenders has not given the grace period of decades. We have to start repayment within another, I can't recall the exact, 3-4 years time, like already negotiated. Some bilateral, maybe that maybe the bonds issues into the international market, still negotiations are on. Therefore, once the grace period over, we have to start the repayment. But only thing is now current negotiation has gone into effect like that maybe our what we are supposed to pay at an annual term is a limited amount of money, like compared to what we had to pay, because the extended period is given to settle the loan. So therefore that. So whoever going to take over this country or current government have to think of planning how we are going to pay back this thing, that will help us to get the confidence of the international community, and that if we can get the confidence of the international community, again even our corporate as well as the government will be able to go for low cost borrowing from the international market. If we considered as a riskier country, that low cost funding won't be available internationally to the country risk is high, then when the risk is high, they ask a higher premium. If the risk is low, they ask a lower premium. If the low cost funding, because that Sri Lanka type of developing countries completely can't generate the required capital within the country. Therefore, where the excess capital, we have to tap those things, and we have to invest here with we have labor and other skilled labor and all that, so that to employ them and all that, we have to bring the capital, the cost of capital to be reduced, the foreign capital, what the country's stability, level of risk should be lower.
What kind of advice would you give to small business owners on how they can achieve success with the resources within the country?
Yeah, that's small business. Now I think everybody should not think within Sri Lanka, but to start with a business, you can think of Sri Lanka. But what possibilities are there, what market opening are there in the outside world? I know some of our graduates have started already some agro projects even. So they produce things for the unseen customers in European market and all that. So that the digital marketing, internet-based marketing and promotions and all that help. So that is what your product is available, you can display without big cost through the internet and all that. So these qualities and all that. So then you can get the quality certificate from different agencies required by them, and you have to get ready for that while serving the local market. Maybe try to get a kind of a place in the international market. Sri Lanka need to improve export like that. Then it cannot be doing by a one firm or few firms, that everybody should be prepared to produce something to the international market. Basically, it is very important to connect with the international global supply chain. We may not be producing sometimes complete product, but the small component of the product where we can. So that is that kind of experimental this thing is very much required from the small scale businessmen as well. So therefore, I think the government also has to provide the necessary infrastructure where the Export Development Authority and other places, and should align with these entrepreneurs and try to help them to get into the international market.
So around 2 years ago, post-COVID, and even currently, we are having certain economic regulations and certain restrictions. How do you think these impacted certain businesses?
Yeah, restriction in the sense, mostly restrictions came due to the foreign exchange maybe problem, because we didn't have enough reserves to set aside for imports. Now slowly those even that earlier we were the government not allowing people to import even the vehicle parts and all that. Now vehicle parts and all that openly they can import, so that even I think with the next year or end of this year they will allow even to in essential sectors like commercial vehicle and all that they are going to allow. So those restrictions are going to take away. Other maybe unseen restriction, maybe political level and all that will be there. I think that politician also should be in mind. They are not to create the bottlenecks for the businessman. They are to support the businessman. Then we have to develop, not only one group of people should develop, but the entire country should develop. So then everybody will be benefited, their children, generation and all that. Then they have to think about, okay, how to bring new businesses to my country, my area, and that way maybe competitiveness has to be grown within the country.
This year's theme of Cutting Edge, which is redefining the frontier of innovation. How important do you think innovation is to impact the country's economy in a positive aspect?
Yeah, that is the most important aspect. I would say that innovation is the most important aspect. That even that there is a old saying in Sri Lanka that alut de notanana jatiya hadere dunne naha kiyala. Eka Muridasa Kumarthunga, that he said those days that is, I think, the slogan for the country's development, that we have to, there are two things we can do. One thing is we have to innovate small, maybe even we can't do in the very high-end technology. Through technology application, we can do some innovative thing. And also we can process innovativeness. That means that the way of doing things can change a lot, and maybe more cost-effective processes can be introduced. Like that every day, maybe I was trained in basically my postgraduate training and in Japan. So that is, they believe in continuous improvement. So the continuous improvement is that how to do it better every year. So that is the same thing, how to do it in better every year, more cost effectively. So that is innovation, innovation is not only to produce something new, to do things in a better way, also a kind of innovation. So that our industrialists, businessmen, everybody has to think on that line.
What advice would you give to young graduates who are aspiring to become leaders of our country?
Yeah, I think what is most important for them is to while they're developing skills in their through their degree, that one line, and also have a much broader exposure around what is happening in the world. So therefore, that maybe the technology is changing so fast, then they have to upskill time to time what they have learned. So that is very important. Like say that we call mid-career program. Sometimes even the what our IIT also provide a lot of professional development program. So that is to help those who are in the industry come back and changes in the technology and all that they can again learn. So that is the learning is non-stop thing. So that young graduates, that once they place into a job, and also they should understand what is the next step. Next step is their profession, their life and all that, and they have to go through this continuous learning cycle. So that is self-learning also important, self-learning, that lot of things are available because of the internet and all that. So, and also sometimes maybe special mid-career development programs are there, so that they have to get and participated in, and also the adjusting themselves into the requirement in the industry also important. Like they themselves has to find, and that if that person who is what assigned by your boss is doing, and sometimes you can guide the boss even if you know what is happening outside the world. So therefore, you should be forefront in that case. So that not like you collect the degree, that is not the end. So that is not the end. Your learning curve continues to continue. So that with your maturity, you have to get updated yourself with the technology and other business changes in the business world.
So currently in Sri Lanka, there are certain restrictions on using digital currencies. Do you think using cryptocurrencies would impact to uplift the country's economy?
I think I am not at this stage. I don't think because still that it's a controversial one. I think because we should not direct this young mind to the speculative sectors now. It's too early for it. We are not having a big excess in this country like some other countries. So that is excess resources and all that. Now we have to create our wealth through working hard and all that. Not like what is these digital currencies and speculation and all that. Maybe it's a 0-1 game. Your loss will be my gain sometime. So therefore, no net value addition sometime. So that maybe some digital currencies usage of some controlled digital currency, maybe when it comes to a level where the regulatory parties can get the control over, that's okay. But as a speculative investment instrument, maybe Sri Lanka is too early for. Like Sri Lanka, a lot of people were affected by these pyramid schemes and all that. Top of that, if we come this speculative thing, because you see that this speculative currencies, value of these currencies sometimes rallying around very high, and again it drops within no time. So then your whole world is collapsed. So that could happen. Therefore, it is a bit of a I think key maybe speculative process. Maybe better more into more physical services and goods and services sector. We should concentrate rather than financial speculative products.
Professor, what is your opinion on providing economic education to students while they start school itself? Would it change the way we look?
I think this country's compartmentalized education do not provide an opportunities for everybody to learn about. How economy works, how society works, and all that. Say doctors are narrow-minded and they into like a bioscience stream, and we train doctors. Engineers are into that and that. So they know their technology, but when it comes to application, where the economy lies, and all that is very important. And also sometimes your political decisions are also to take informed decisions, sometimes how economy works is very important. Otherwise, maybe some other factors and other players come and tell you something, bogus stories and all that, even your franchise you do without good understanding. So therefore, to do that, to elect your representative, maybe you should have a good knowledge of society and the economy, where economy heading, what is very important, where the future lies and all that. Maybe that therefore kind of some broader subject, like some countries this has been done, even the A level, there is some broader economics, social science subjects are being taught, even you are going to be a doctor in the future. So that is, but in Sri Lanka this compartmentalized education has not provided that.
What are some of the future predictions you can make regarding the country's economy?
It is very, very difficult, because like there are fortune tellers telling a lot of things, like I might not be, but if we follow that, that there is a political bit of uncertainty. If we follow certain things, principles, we can achieve certain results. So that is up to the policymakers to follow the right thing, so that the policymakers right now somewhat all right, but still there are things that they have to like keep their things in order, like government has to think about how to curtail the expenditures. And Sri Lanka is a country where too much of government employees, like maybe for the population, we have the government servants numbers are very high. So that somehow has to be streamlined. Government should not be a employment creator. Government should be a regulator and providing necessary services to the country. So that is, if too much employees are going, so that is government budget has to allocate without value adding to the economy some money for these employers. So that is one direction that whoever going to come to power, that maybe they have to bring down to the right size of the government. So that is the government entities, and unnecessary, sometimes repetitive institutions are there for the same job in Sri Lanka. So that has to be reduced. So that is one thing. And maybe when it comes to that, even the now forces, we have large number of people in forces, now there is no war and all that. Maybe that has to be that we have to think critically and reduce the number. Those labor should be available for the productive sector, so that that labor will go to the other productive sectors. So that is one priority that anybody who is going to come to power has to think of. Like it's not like expanding government is not serving anybody. That is, you are digging the your own this thing, like because that everybody think that okay, the government provide me a job, I am happy, but everybody is happy, but what you get, there is no value out of that money, because this is sometimes printed money, borrowed money, government, that because this is a country where every time more than what we produce, we have consumed. So that is because of borrowing, the international borrowing, government borrowing from the printed money, borrowing from the central bank, and that money made available to the society, they demand and they consume. So that we have to stop. The government has to come to a level where that their expenditure has to be controlled. That is one priority. If that is done, maybe better future will be there. So that is one thing. Second thing, and what is essential is the export promotion. Export promotion is very much essential. So that is given the priority. The policy level priority should be given to that. And digital infrastructure, that country's digital infrastructure has to be maybe more low cost and all that. Second thing is that the other thing is like cost of fuel, cost of these other maybe services like water and all that. Maybe that in Sri Lanka electricity seems to be in the Southeast Asia highest price in the country. So those are inputs for the other production. So that we have to think about how we are going to regulate those sectors and reduce the prices to the manufacturers. If those things done, we can see the good results. If those things like I can't predict what the government, and these are the biggest policy making agent, so that if they are putting the things in the order, we can see the better future. If they don't think, putting things in order, we don't see that there is a future for us. That's it.
Thank you so much, Professor Gunaratna, for taking your time and joining us here at Cutting Edge. It has been a pleasure speaking with you.
My pleasure. Thank you very much for taking me for today.
Thank you. So we hope our ITV viewers have found this discussion just as enlightening as we have. Stay tuned with us for more inspiring discussions at Cutting Edge 24. Thank you.
Thank you.
You have skills, you have ways of thinking, you have creativity, you have innovation in you that's honed and special. You go out work ready. You go out work ready, and in fact many of you already have got jobs and will go out very, very soon to play your part in driving economic success around the world.
I joined IIT in the year 2020, and now when I look back at it, I've completed my one-year internship at Fonterra Brand Sri Lanka as a marketing intern. When it came to finding a proper internship for myself in the third year, the placement team of IIT helped me and supported me throughout. I was able to find a proper internship at one of the most leading companies in Sri Lanka as well as across the globe, named as Fonterra Brand Sri Lanka. I have been interning as a marketing intern for a one-year time, and it was one of the best experiences I have in my life. During the last 3 years I was at IIT, I was able to explore myself and get to know myself each and every day. I was able to gain experience through clubs and societies, take part in competitions, and much more. I'm very much grateful for IIT, its management, and my beloved lecture panel for giving me these opportunities to make myself a better individual each and every day. I invite all of you who are interested in this field of business management to come to IIT and pursue your dreams and goals, because this place is the best place to be in.
A fourth year business management student at Informatics Institute of Technology. I started my life at IIT in 2020 after I did my O-levels in 2019. Looking back, I was able to have a great internship at a leading telecommunication company in Sri Lanka, which is Dara. During my degree years at IIT, I was able to improve myself in many ways, such as a leader and as a team player and so on. I was able to get a human resource internship at Dara thanks to the support given by IIT and the placement team. I was able to improve myself as an individual who is able to work due to the internship I received. IIT gave me the skills as an individual and as a job-ready individual. I would like to thank IIT management, my lecturers, and everyone who guided me throughout my degree years. I will recommend IIT to anyone who is planning to pursue their business management degree.
I've been everywhere, man, looking for someone who can please me, love me all night long. I've been everywhere, man, looking for you, babe, searching for you, babe. Where have you been? 'Cause I never everywhere, man, looking for someone, someone who can please me, love me all night long. I've been everywhere, man, looking for you, babe, searching for you, babe, searching for you, babe. Where have you been? 'Cause I never see you out. Are you hiding from me? Somewhere in the make me sweat, make me harder, make me lose my breath, make me water, make me sweat, make me harder, make me lose my breath, make me water. Normally, I can keep my cool, but tonight I'm wildin'. I'ma be, yeah, in a dangerous mood. Can you match my timing? Telling me that you really found it by trying. Talk is cheap, so show me that you understand my language. Can you blow my mind? Set my whole body. If I give you my time, can you touch my soul for me? I don't wanna wait. Come take it, take me where I ain't been before. Can you blow my
energy and he's wild. You know the song?
Baby, show me you can come down, come down.
Sing it!
Dance with me and take a little now. Got you so high that you can come down, come down. Don't you ask, you know you're allowed, allowed. When it's you, I can't say no, no. Baby, give me your love. Yeah, 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 you got me like, oh, oh, yeah. Shorty, come give me your love,
I said it's my house, I see me got a small wall.
It's really not like me to fall so quickly. Seeing a look in my body. The moment you met me, my Thessaloniki, I was hypnotized. From your body language, let me understand it. I know what you're thinking, ain't no calling me tonight. So let's just take it to the flow. What you need, like I'm a work of art. Can it bad and in a core? Body to body, yeah, move the body. Let's just take it to the flow. Don't know where you start and I start. Atareki and I go. Body to body, heart to heart. Body to body, heart to heart. Face to face, long era. Body to body, heart to heart. Face to face, long era. Body to body, heart to heart.
I know you know this song. Let me hear it. I want to hear you sing it. Let's go. Everybody, hey, see you. Everybody want to see you move. Thank you. You guys amazing. Good night.
Hello, welcome to today's episode of iTV. I'm Afreen, your host for the day, and today we have an esteemed guest, Mr. Niroshan Dharmakanta, the head of project management in Millennium IT. Mr. Niroshan, very good morning to all of you.
Good to be here, and thank you so much for having me, and pleasure to be a part of this program.
Yes. So let's just deep dive into the conversation. So Mr. Niroshan, can you just walk us through your entire journey in why you did IT and what made you choose project management later in your career?
All right. So IT, I would say, was an accident because this is not something that I planned to do. But then again, when I had completed my A-levels, I wanted to pursue a career that would benefit the knowledge and skills that I have. And starting off from that, I wanted to get into something that was one where I can utilize my skills and talent that I had, plus something that was in demand. And those days, back in 2004, when I did my A-levels, and or 2005, I did my A-levels and got into the industry, IT was buzzing, and that was something where we had a lot of opportunities. So I started my journey in IT and started my studies. And then I came across a situation where they were looking for applicants at a career fair that we had, and just applied. And I did get selected to one of the leading software companies that we have, IFS. That's how I started my journey as a software engineer. starting things off, I loved what I was doing. And for about 4 or 5 years, from being a software engineer to becoming a technical consultant, that was my journey in technology. While going through that, one of my friends suggested that since I was good with people and I was involved in a lot of other activities, why don't I try my hand on project management, which is something that I was looking forward to but never gave a serious thought towards. So going by that, applied for a few places, then I did get an interview at Millennium IT. And I want to say this, it was done with an alumni from IIT, Kamila Amarasinghe. So although I did not know how the interview went, I really enjoyed it because of the way that the questions were asked. And if you really look at it, the trade of project management, it's difficult to find a person who would suit the role. Because you need to have the correct attitude as well as your communication skills to become a project manager. With that, once I did get selected, my journey started as a project manager. And from that point onwards, have handled various types of projects, starting from infrastructure to software to a combination of those projects as well. So it's been a very interesting journey. I have come across a lot of challenges, a lot of learnings. Some I would say I don't want to go through again, but then again, of course, those are the ones that really made me who I am. So it's been a very interesting journey.
Yes, thank you for your great insight and journey. It can be an inspiration for all of us students who want to walk through in the field of IT in the future. But speaking with, you came in the intention of becoming a software developer, right? And since you were always very keen on people, that's why you moved into project management. Starting off as a project manager, as soon as coming off in a software development field, how did you feel when you received your first project? How was your feeling and how did you navigate through the project, making people believe in you?
Sure. So it was a transition, a mind shift change that I needed to have, because when you are from a technical background, you always go into the nitty-gritties of figuring out the solutions you can give technically. But when it comes to project management, you need to have that ability to foresee things that others don't. And that's why the role would add value. So that was a bit of a challenge for me at the beginning, because I was trying to do everything perfectly well. Whereas I realized that's not how the world works. There are things that do not go according to plan, and you need to realize that, accept it, and then figure out what's the best course of action that you can take when you are in a given situation. So the reason why I wanted to change was not that I did not like the technical aspect of it, but my skills, they said you need to do what you love. So my skills, I believe, were beyond what I was doing at that point. So shifted into project management. There the change was, again, like I said, the mind shift change that I needed to have. With that, with the team that I had or the people that I worked with, I realized I needed to develop certain skill sets that would help me go through the journey as well. So in terms of learning the processes, the tools that needs to be used in terms of project management, to get through to people. Like you said, it's not very easy when you're dealing with, when it comes to the role of a project manager, that's a role you will have to deal with different people from different walks of life, starting from the CEOs of companies to everyone within an organization. For that, you need to have patience, you need to have the ability to read people and then get messages across to them in the right way so that you get what you want done with the interest of the organization in your mind. That is something that you learn over time. So I would say you need to be patient, you need to have the attitude and the openness to learn new things every day. Because when you walk into an office planning to do certain things, you might not be able to get all of those things done. You need to realize, okay, how do I go ahead and make sure that whatever that your responsibilities are, how do you achieve them? So for that, being open and having an attitude towards learning anything that comes your way really helps you.
Yes. So patience, attitude, and learning. That's the key to success, I guess.
Yes, absolutely.
So moving into a little bit of your extracurriculars, I've walked through your LinkedIn and saw that you were an esteemed Toastmaster, which I myself recently joined. So do you think that Toastmasters served your way into your career as well? And how do you walk through that?
Absolutely. So Toastmasters again was an accident for me. when I was part of IFS, there was a Toastmasters club, and there were requests coming in, join it. And I was like, no, I'm doing too many things, I'll just stick to my work. But then when I joined MIT, they wanted to start a club. Back in the day, we were part of the same group, LSCG and Millennium IT. So they wanted to start a club combined. And one of the colleagues came and asked me, would you like to be a treasurer? I was like, I've not done commerce. Finance is not something that I like. But let's give it a shot. And then started my journey with Toastmasters back in 2016. There, what I realized was I have heard about it. So what I have heard about Toastmasters is all about you help people learn how to give good speeches. So that was what was in my mind. By that time, with the experience that I had at school and other activities that I've done, fear of public speaking was something that I, to a certain extent, had overcome. But then I realized when you got into Toastmasters, it's much more than just speaking. There's a lot of things that you can learn. I would say it's not just you should focus on a profession that you're doing. It is a lifestyle that you need to have, especially when it comes to how you deal with people, how you talk to someone. Public speaking, most of us think, is a speech that you give in front of a large gathering. But this is public speaking. Talking one-on-one, if you're not talking to yourself, is public speaking. You need, when you do give something out, a message out to someone, you need to articulate it in a way that the other person understands. And that is something that you need to develop as a skill. So Toastmasters really helped me in my journey as a project manager, because that's part and parcel of what I do. I need to understand the information that is available to me, convey it to people in a way that they understand it. And I also need to have the persuasive skills to get what I want done. For that, you have endless number of projects, endless number of competencies that you can develop within Toastmasters. And the best part about it is the network that you build. When you do become part of Toastmasters, you are not just in your club. You have a whole lot of clubs that are around you, and a lot of the organizations have Toastmasters clubs. You instantly make connections. Something that I always say is, you go to any bank, if you know a Toastmaster, you can get things done. So likewise, it's not just for your personal gains, but then again, you build or you have that ability to think from other people's perspective as well. So that really helps you to develop your skills that are needed in the trade of project management as well.
Thank you for your valuable insight. I think it's very important to have persuasive public speaking skills going along the career, and I think you can be a great example for whoever who is here who wants to kickstart their journey in their careers. Speaking of which, you mentioned school and extracurricular activities. Would you mind walking through how school helped you in becoming the person you are today?
Yeah, so school, they do give us a lot of opportunities. It's up to you to grab them. So from my background, I did sports, I was part of clubs and societies. So all of them gave me different skill sets that now when I look back, I can connect the dots. But doing those things, I didn't believe those are things that I would need in the future. But being a part of a team, how do you contribute towards it? For you to be a leader, you need to first be a good follower. You need to understand when instructions are given to you, how do you go through that process? Sports is something that you learn the art of winning as well as how do you face your defeats, disappointments. And then having that mindset, okay, you don't really give up. At certain points, you might lose the battle, but you have to aim the war that you are in so that you can do better at what you do. With that, I believe something that also gave me is, again, working with people from different walks of life to people who have different skill sets. How do you talk to them? How do you really get through to them? And then how do you be a person who's open towards different cultures as well? Because we are Sri Lankans, we have different cultures, we work with them, and then how do you connect with them? So that really helps you as a human being, not just in your profession, but if you are to be a good human being, you need to know how to connect with different people. That is something that I learned from school as well as outside of it. So my advice or what I would encourage everyone to do is, you need to figure out what you are good at. For that, try things out. Do things, be it a sport, be it a club or society that you want to be a part of. Go and see how things work out, because from outside you can criticize a lot of things. But when you really get into the nitty-gritties of it, only you understand what goes into it and how does people do certain things. And you also see different perspectives about other people. Sometimes we look at a person and think, oh my God, who's this person? But when you get to know them a bit closer on what they do, you see the beauty in them, and then you get to learn from that as well. So in a nutshell, get yourself engaged in whatever that you can. You might think you're good at something, but when you try it out, you might think, okay, there's something else that I can do better. So get yourself engaged.
Thank you very much. I think opportunities are there. It's just a matter of grabbing it. And for what students struggle is that they usually see the opportunity, but they have this self-doubt or the self-esteem that they have to compare themselves to their peers and see, if he can do it, I cannot do it. So I think we need to pass that, and with your advice, maybe we can try it again. For
Absolutely.
Those who are
just to add to one point, then self-doubt is the killer.
Yes.
You always think, or you always look at other people and think, I'm not good as that person, or I can't do that. But you need to figure out what you are good at and be the best in that particular area that you think you are good at. Try it out and then be persistent with it. You can't just try something out and fail it once and think, I'm not good at it. Keep at it. See whether you are good at it. If you are not, move on to something else. And your fight is against yourself, not anyone else. If you are better than what you were yesterday, that's all that matters.
Thank you very much. I think many people realize that happiness depends on someone else, but it's rather within yourself. Yep. So moving on to back to project management. Stakeholders are part of a big part when it comes to an organization or a startup or any other things. So how do you manage stakeholders? It's rather a different subject. Their emotions, what they want, and how do you perceive as a project manager to achieve all the objectives they want from you?
Okay, so technically speaking, stakeholders are people who are either interested or impacted by a project that you're running. I'm talking in terms of project management. Now, when it comes to someone who's interested or impacted, they would want to know what's happening in a particular project and how it is going to impact their lives as a whole or their business. Now, when it comes to that, different stakeholders will have different levels of interest as well as different levels of impact on the project. First thing you need to do is identify what those are. Who are the stakeholders? What's their interest in it? What's their level of interest in it? What's their level of impact from and to it? That is important for you to know, because then only you can handle them as you prefer for the particular project. Example would be if there is a particular project that someone is investing on, and that particular person's money is what goes out for that particular project, he'll be very interested to know and very impacted by the project that is done. So you need to make sure that we closely monitor them, closely associate them and keep them informed, as well as get their buy-in to whatever that you are doing. There might be others, again the same example, there might be people who are making use of the application or project that you are doing. So they will definitely be impacted, but they might not be too interested about it. So you need to again identify that and manage it in a way that we tell them this is what's going to happen, these are the changes. So that also boils down to change management. How are we good at communicating to them what's going to change going forward? And then how do we get their buy-in to it? Especially getting them involved in the decision making and telling them here are the changes that's going to happen, and tell them what are the benefits of it. Then only they will be part and parcel of the project. So it's a science. You need to identify them first based on their impact and interest, and then cater to their needs as I said, based on their interest and impact.
So following up with that answer you gave, people or let's say students who want to perceive as a project manager later after their degree, how do you, so we learn basic science, basic formulas when we are studying, but how do they come across this sort of skill where they manage stakeholders successfully, identify the difference that you said? Okay. Is it a part of the experience, or do you think you need to push yourself, like you mentioned earlier, and grab the opportunity?
So I think your stakeholder management starts at home. How you manage your mother and father, how you manage your siblings. That's where you start. You need to identify, okay, whether do I ask this from my father or my mother? That's how we started, right? And then when it comes to working with our siblings, to our cousins, to our relatives, to the friend circle that we have, we know what they like. We know what would make them tick. And then we entice with that. That's stakeholder management. And then when you come home late, how do you communicate it to your mother or father? Again, stakeholder management. We don't think of it in that aspect, but that's where you learn those skills. That's why I said PM or project management is a life skill that you would have, or you build up to it. It's not that, yes, you learn the theories of it, but the characteristics that you have in terms of your attitude, the skill sets, the communication, it's something that you build up throughout your life. So someone moving into project management, I believe that's what I would look at. What have they done as a part of their school activities? Have they been part of extracurricular activities? Which means you have to do stakeholder management. You have to deal with your teacher in charge. You have to deal with your coaches. You need to deal with your seniors, juniors. That's stakeholder management. So again, that really tells me a story of whether this person is capable of going on to the next step of becoming a project manager. So that's what I would look at.
Okay, it's a part of second nature.
Absolutely.
So moving on, there's a talk of this town, Gen AI, and how AI is overtaking the IT industry, software development, etc. So do you think AI has a part in playing in the project management role? Will it decrease the human resources, or rather the vice versa, increase in opportunities when it comes to PMs involved in the industry?
It will help PMs. Why? Because we are right now doing a lot of activities that can be automated, that can be left to someone that I don't need to be really doing. Example, taking down minutes, sending out status reports. If I can get a tool to do that for me, I can focus on where it really matters. No matter what tool comes in, you can't take out the human element from project management. In terms of decision making, you need to be a person to see all the possibilities and make calls. So those you can't really bring in AI to do that part for you. What you can do is embrace the change that is coming in and make use of it for your benefit. So I would say don't worry about having to lose out on jobs. You will still have it, but you need to be smart enough to identify what are the changes coming in and how do you adapt to it. Because if you try to go against the tide, what will happen is you will lose out. You need to know how we can make use of technology to assist what you are doing right now, so that it will help your process, not be something that comes off as an obstacle.
Okay. Moving on to another segment. Looking back, you have been working in the IT industry for quite some time now. What do you think that Sri Lanka is in an IT industry perspective? Is it rather developing, or is it there's still more room to develop compared to the Western world?
We are a very small industry. If you take a look at the world, the IT industry we have is very small. But the quality that we have, or what the people outside of Sri Lanka look at when it comes to Sri Lankan, is the quality that we deliver. They always understand we are reliable. We are, as an IT industry, if we take something up, we do to the best of our abilities. Years back, we were far ahead when it comes to the IT industry, even in the South Asian region, where we were even competing with India. We can't compete with India in terms of numbers, but what we can compete is in terms of quality and the way that we go ahead. So, I can bring you endless number of examples where we have gone, and so LSEG is an organization that we built up, which was brought over by the London Stock Exchange Group, simply because of the quality of service that we deliver. Likewise, you know what happened to WSO2. Yeah. You know what happened to Virtusa. All are home-built organizations that have been given the spotlight in the world stage. We have that capability. It's just that we don't have the volume. So I think we should stick to that. We should stick to what we are good at, rather than trying to compete in terms of numbers. Let's stick to the quality that we deliver. And if you look at the solutions that we brought in, we are far ahead. We have the capabilities within the country. I think we should leverage on that. We should keep going on that, and there are endless opportunities that we have.
Okay. And moving on, people who, now we have quite some numbers of students studying IT. Where do you think that Sri Lanka would be in terms of the IT industry in the next 5 to 10 years with the numbers coming in, along with the brain drain that is existing in the country?
Right now, we don't have adequate resources. If you ask me, we don't have adequate talent within the country. That is a challenge. That has been because of various reasons, the recession that we went through, the economical situation that we faced as a country. We've seen a lot of people leaving the country. And if you ask me, if you take a lot of organizations, you have the top layer, you have the freshers coming in, the middle layer is missing right now. So it will take some time to build that up. But the good part about it is the focus is there. I would still say we are not producing enough, which means there's enough and more opportunities, but you need to apply yourself to it. You need to know what you need to get into. Because just doing something for the sake of it really doesn't help. You need to look at what exactly are the demand in the market, get into something that you think you can best utilize your abilities. And there's enough and more opportunities within the country itself with the organizations that we have. And it will grow. It will always grow, and you will have more and more people coming into the industry because of that. Plus, we will also not just limit ourselves to the country. I mean, we are servicing customers all around the world.
Yeah.
Being Sri Lanka, we have a lot of companies that serve the whole world. Therefore, you are not just being part of the Sri Lankan IT industry, you're actually part of a global organization.
Okay, thank you very much. So I would like to divert this entire segment into your personal life of Ascent. How do you manage your professional and personal life? Do you attend to sometimes outside of work, or how do you manage the diversion?
Okay, so this is a question that's been asked because I'm involved in a lot of things as well. It's something that I've been used to since school days. I've been I've got myself engaged in a lot of activities, and something that I always believe is you need to focus on what you're doing right now. You can be engaged with a lot of activities, but where you miss out is if you try to do everything all at once. We say multitask, but you can't really multitask. Yeah. You focus on one thing and then move on to the next thing. So in terms of work and personal life, I would say you shouldn't have a segregation per se. You need to find time. As you don't have time, you find time. You have to make time for what is important for you. Again, it's priority. What is your priority? You need to figure out, given a day, what do I do? What do I have to do? If it's something personal that you need to attend to, you excuse yourself from work and then attend to it, and then get back to what you need to be doing. So my advice in terms of going about your professional and personal life, you need to figure out what to say no to. Because most cases what happens is we tend to get ourselves engaged in a lot of activities, and then we forget to say no to certain things because we can't handle it. You need to say no to certain things, you need to prioritize, and then take up what's most important to you at that particular point, and then move on. Well, what it will not help is if you don't say no, someone else could have done that for you, and you are not giving that opportunity. You are keeping it to yourself, and you are not allowing someone else to take up that role or take up that opportunity so that they can do it. So I've always, when I got engaged and I felt that something is, I need to find more time for what is more important for me, I will give up on certain things that I believe at that particular stage is not important for me, or I can offload it to someone else. So it's your decision. It's how you go about it, but that, again, you need to have the skills to do it. You need to know what's priority to me, and most of the time, procrastination doesn't help. If you leave it to the last moment and you try to struggle, that really doesn't help. You need to plan yourself early, do things on a daily basis, and then see how it goes. So what I would say is just look at what's important for you, prioritize, and do what needs to be done for the day.
Okay, thank you very much. That's really good for me as well, who's struggling to manage time. Just now you are the director in project management in Millennium IT. Did you plan to become the director, or did it just land to you?
So I wouldn't say it just landed, but I didn't plan to be here where I am today. Funny story, so when I was in my uni and I was doing my degree, I went for an interview. Like I said, I got selected for IFS. So I went for the interview and they were asking so many questions. And it's when the CEO called me and said, hello, Niroshan, you've got selected as a software engineer at IFS. That's when I got to know that I had gone for a software engineering interview. So I didn't know that. Got in, and then when I was going through the journey, like I said, when my friend saw my potential and said, get into project management, I thought, okay, that's something that I need to get into. Got into project management, handled various projects, complex to simple to all of those things. And as the journey went by, I did develop skills that got me to where I am today. But if you ask me, did I plan to be here? No. But the journey was such that internally, I was given that opportunity to lead the team. So when I took it up, especially when you are part of the team and then you are given the position of leading that particular team, it can be a challenge because you will have to manage a set of people you are working with as a part of the team. And then I gave it some time and got to know the people because I already knew them. I know what their problems are. I knew what solutions that they needed. So slowly got into the mode of handling it for them. And then I spent time learning what I needed to do. And then, of course, with time, with experience, you get hold of things that you need to be doing and try things out. You might fail, you might succeed, but then again, staying in one place doesn't help. You need to try things out to make sure that it works for you, and if it doesn't, what's the next course of action you need to take? So simple answer, no, but yes, I've worked towards it.
Okay. Have you traveled to any places recently? Are you sort of a traveler? Do you think the inspirations that you get by travel has inspired you in your career as well?
I haven't traveled out of the country recently, but of course, yes, within the country, traveled a few places as well. Yeah, I think travel in itself, I would say, something that is important for you to wind off as well. I mean, to get your mind off what you're doing on a daily basis. When you do that, what happens is you go to a place that you haven't visited, experience a new cuisine or a culture, go to nature, explore that. It refreshes you, it resets you, and that helps you. That off time is needed for you to come back and focus on what you're doing. Because if you're focused on something and you go on with it, it comes to a point you're not at your optimal, and then from that point onwards, it just drops. So for you to get back into a mode that you want to really be doing or be at your best, it's good to get yourself out of the whole routine that you're in. And yeah, travel does help. Travel to places that you've not been. I enjoy going and figuring out new cultures, new ways of doing things, food that is available. All that really, you need to be open towards. And even music. You listen to different sorts of music. When you travel, you get to do that as well. So that really helps. And yeah, you are not just living to do work and just go home. You need to have that is part of living. You need to go to places that you've not been to. And if that is something that you enjoy, keep doing it.
Okay. So outside of your career, what are some personal goals or dreams that you hope to achieve in the future?
I'm a person who don't really set goals per se and say, okay, this is what I want to achieve. Yeah. But I keep it open. In the sense, what happens, this is my belief, success is something that you define for yourself. What is successful for me might not be successful for you. And then in terms of goals, when you set something, in my perspective, you are limiting yourself. But if you don't achieve it, either you are disappointed or you think, I've done everything, but I haven't got it. So what I would do is work towards it. It's not a goal. You shouldn't make it as a destination. It's a journey. You go through it, and if you are open, there will be more doors that will open up for you. So example would be, like you asked, did I think of becoming a director? No. But when I did get it, it opened me up to different other possibilities. And then from this point onwards, if you ask me whether I want to be a CTO or a CEO, that's not what I would aim for. I would look at what best can I do from my abilities. And then if someone sees my potential and thinks, okay, this is not for you, here's something better for you. You should be open towards that. So if you ask me, I'm keeping my options open. I love to learn new things and keeping an open mind towards it. Because every person that you meet, you will learn something new from them. Be it even the most junior person in the organization to anyone else, there's a story. There's something that you can learn from them. And being open towards it will open up your mind towards endless possibilities. So if you ask me 5 to 10 years, I would like to be alive, working with people. And then what I would like to do is something that I am passionate about is seeing other people grow and helping them out to see their true potential. So if I see some of them in places where they wanted to be, I would be happy. And I'll help them out with that. So yeah, keeping it simple, because I mean, again, expectations are something that would really either get you to places, or even at the same time, it will also be your disappointment if you don't really focus on that. So it's always good to have less expectations and go towards better things that you can do with yourself. So that's how I see life.
Yeah. Okay. So you talked about becoming an inspiration, helping people out. Do you have any sort of inspiration in your life that you looked up to?
Yes, few people. I mentioned Kamila, so he was someone I looked up to when I joined, because I learned a lot of things from him in terms of project management. Similarly, there are a lot of people in the industry, as well as people, our teachers that we met at school, to any other organizations that we were part of. All of them have been part and parcel of our lives, starting off from our parents, with our parents. So how my mother and father brought me up was an inspiration for me. And again, I am where I am today because of them. And I would always look up to them, how they treated their parents, to how they went about with life, how they looked at life. And then when it comes to especially industry, like I said, there are certain individuals that we would look up to. I mentioned one name. There are others. One of my cousin is Arjuna Sirinanda, who's the MD of Fortitude. So he's someone I've seen from small days go into where he is today. So he's someone that I've looked up to, so he's also from a project management background. So likewise, you meet different people, but what I would say is find inspiration in everyone that you meet. Everyone has something that you can learn from them as well. So look forward to that, keep your eyes open to that. And even this interview, I mean, I'm having a chat with someone that I haven't met before, so that helps me connect with another person. Be open towards that, and then you will really find there are wonders in people.
Yeah. What do you think about the young generation, the people who are just coming out of school, coming out of their degrees, especially in the IT industry? What do you think about their aspirations given the current situation in the country, and what sort of a hope do you have as an individual who has been in the industry?
Okay, so for what reasons people like to stereotype, saying millennial, Gen Zs, they are like this, these are like that. But I don't think so. We are all human, and the fact that we are trying to label them saying they are like this is an issue. And then you try to live up to that. I would say, yes, there are certain differences in how people see, because I come from a generation where the digital transformation happened. From not having computers to having mobile phones that does everything is a generation I come from. But right now the generation is you've born with that, social media to everything. So then I can't expect the younger generation to be as I am. I need to be open towards it. And the next thing I would expect is they need to be open towards things that they were not purview to. So it's a interesting thing to deal with. I think both of it has its ups and downs, but I would say you need to foster the good things that are there within it, and then bring them up to a place where we show them, yes, there are better ways of doing things, here's how it is done. You can also be a part of it, and get them involved in decision making. But if you take a look at a solution that we take across to any of the customers, you generally within an organization, you have 3 generations working, right? How the millennials saw it, to how the baby boomers to Gen Zs see it is different, and their ideas are different. You need to get everyone involved so that you come up with something that works across. Sometimes you might not be able to. You need to figure out what's best for the organization, what's best for the solution. Making them part of the decision making helps them feel involved. They are also part of the decision making, and they can influence that. I think that is important, and giving them the opportunity really makes them connected to what we do. So Yes, it is a challenge because the way that they think is a bit different to how it was before. But then you need to foster it and get the best out of it.
Yeah. I think it's rather having an open mind to everyone's opinions and
Absolutely.
having the best decision. One last question, just can you just walk through a typical day in your life? How will you go to office, come back home,
Okay.
and your favorite book perhaps or movie?
Okay. I'll answer the last question first. I'm not an avid reader, so I don't sit in front of a chair and read books. But I do like to read articles of my interest. It can be, I'm a sports fanatic. I love rugby, so reading anything about rugby is something that I would do. And then when it comes to certain technology areas that I'm interested in, I would read it online. Probably not books, but online. Movies, when I do get a chance, I would dive into it. And I again keep that open. I love watching movies from different genre because then it opens up you as well. Because if you stick to something, okay, this is what I love to do and that's all I watch, you're not open towards anything else. So how I start my day, so wake up. Generally, what I would do is I love to be at office a bit early. That is one reason to avoid the traffic. Other reason, I don't want to go through the hassle of finding parking if I'm late. So I come to office, find a suitable parking slot, park my car, and then when you're up early and at office, it helps you to focus on important things that you can complete before everyone else comes in. Generally, what happens in a role like what I play right now, a lot of people come with their problems, and I need to find solutions for it, or I need to help them out with it. So if I get into that mode, I can't really focus and do what I need to be doing. So what I do is I come in the morning, clear out my email, and focus on things that I can do on my own. And then by the time other people walk in, probably around 8 or so, I'm usually at office around 7:30. So when everyone else comes in an hour later, I've done my work. I've completed what I had to do or what I wanted to do on my own. Then it's about either meetings with our customers or internal meetings to handle certain matters. So then I would go into those things. How I would wind up my day is, since I'm part of Toastmasters, I have engagement with Toastmaster meetings, to different activities that happens at Toastmasters. Or I'm also involved in school activities, anything that goes on there, I would spend my time. And then try to go home, since I do have a little kid, a baby girl, so go to her so that I can spend some time with her. And yeah, so that's generally how it goes. So there are times that I might have to go home and work as well. So since we have that option, we can do that. So it depends on how I want to go. And I love the fact that I have that flexibility at my workplace at Millennium IT ESP, where you are able to carry out your work no matter where you stay, or even if it's at home or somewhere else. If you're getting your job done, that's all that matters. So that I really appreciate about the organization as well. It helps me manage my work. So even today, for me to come to this, no one asks me questions. I come to this, I do this interview, and then go back and then carry out my work. So that I think is important. And for that, you need to be mature enough and professional enough to handle it, because it's very easy to misuse. It's not something that you should be doing. You shouldn't misuse the ability or flexibility that you've been given. And if you are within that, I believe that's the best way that you can go about it. So typically, that's how I would spend my day. And in between, of course, I come planned for certain things, and then I'm dragged into things that I was not planned to do during that day. So you need to be open towards that as well. And then when people come with problems, sometimes I can't answer all of them. So I would need to tell, okay, I'll attend to it later on. If it's something urgent, then take it up and then move on to the next thing. So very interesting. Sometimes you don't get to complete everything that you planned for the day, but then you take it to the next day and try to finish things off.
Okay. So that winds up our questions we have with Mr. Niroshan. So one of the key takeaways that I can focus is that he focused on being open to opportunities, being an open-minded person, and always communicate with everyone to have what it takes to go where you want to be. So thank you, Mr. Niroshan, for this amazing, insightful advices as well as experience that you gained throughout the career as well as in your personal life. It has been great to have you in this episode with us today. Thank you very much, and we wrap up.
Thank you IIT for the opportunity and all the very best to you.
Thank you.
You might be the one that truly got me. I feel it too. You might be the one that truly got me. I feel it too. Got me. I feel it too. You might be the one that truly got me. I feel it too.
Parti, mas antes de partir, rasga o meu coração, meu coração.
Hi and welcome back to iTV, a special segment of Cutting Edge, where we showcase the brightest minds and the most innovative talents from the Informatics Institute of Technology. My name is Saad Mazhar and I am thrilled to be your host today. Cutting Edge is all about celebrating the incredible work happening in the tech field, and we are excited to bring panel discussions, interviews and insights from industry leaders, startup founders and our very own IITians. Today we have a special treat for you. Joining us today are two dynamic individuals who have been at the forefront of the students' leadership at IIT. Please welcome the President of the Student Union, Satoshanan Manoharan, and the Secretary, Amra Zahran. Thank you for being with us here today. So before we dive into our discussion, could you both please introduce yourselves?
Yeah. So hello everyone. I'm Satoshanan Manoharan. I'm currently the President of the Students Union for the year 2023 and 2024. So I'm following a software engineering degree at IIT. So I've currently finished my second year and I'm moving into my third year, which is the internship period. So yeah, I'm working at IFS. So yeah, hoping to have a good interview.
And I'm Amra Zahran, the Secretary of the Students Union for the year 2023-2024. I am currently following the BIS degree. I've completed my second year and I've started my internship at Forest Green.
It's great to have you both on board. Yeah. Let's start with understanding the role of the student union at IIT. Satoshanan, as the president, could you share what the student union does and its importance in the IIT community?
Yeah. So talking about the students union, so as the name says, representing the students. So what Students Union basically does is, like, for example, there might be students coming from various backgrounds. So for us, our main motive is like to get everyone together and maybe like offer them a valuable uni life, maybe like where they get to know each other, or maybe like involved in projects. So where like they make new friends, they get new opportunities where they can showcase their leadership skills, talents, etc., etc. We organize a lot of projects. We offer students helps. It can be for academic life or any other problems that they face at uni. So yeah, overall, we like help the students to have a good life at uni.
That was very insightful. Amra, as the secretary, how do you see the mission of the student union aligning with your role and activities?
Yes, so to start off, as part of the Students' Union job, it's mainly to give the students a very vibrant and memorable uni life. So since they're here, gonna be here for like the next 4 years, so we want them to have much fun while having a good balance between academics and extracurriculars and other celebrations as well. So having fun and doing all of that, I would say, is one of the main missions of SU. And being there to help them whenever they need. So if we could like be somebody they could reach out to and all of that. So yeah, so we have a bunch of projects where we just solely focus on giving the students an environment or like the opportunity to have chill a little, take a break from academics and have fun. So yeah.
Yeah, the student union certainly seems to have a broad impact. Can you both tell us more about the key projects that the student union has been working on recently?
Yes, so to start off with, we're going to tell you about the first project that we did for our year, which is the Christmas party. It was done in celebration of Christmas, of course, so we had a fun choir along with a movie night, DJs and all of that. And following that, we had the Valentine's Day celebration, which was Hearts and Roses. That pretty self-explanatory. That was done to celebrate Valentine's Day and just share the love around us and just give everybody a moment to have fun.
Yeah, and to add to that, our very big and our signature project, Stagecraft. So Stagecraft is basically where students at IIT, where they come up and they showcase their talents. It can be for singing, dancing, so yeah, especially for music. So where they come up and show their talents, it's one of a very big project that we organize at IIT. And after that, we had the Urdu celebrations, which we celebrate the Sinhala and Tamil New Year at IIT.
All right, so those initiatives, those projects sounds very promising. So how have these initiatives or these projects impacted the student community at IIT? Do you have any specific examples you could share with us today?
Yeah, so if we talk about Stagecraft, so where the students, they get to showcase their talents. For example, if you are interested in singing or maybe dancing, so you get the chance to like perform, go through the auditions, and then you go to the final day where you get to perform in front of 1,500 people, and maybe you're the best from the uni. So events like that maybe helps the student where they can showcase their talent, and from that opportunity where they get more opportunities. For example, if you're interested in singing, where a big artist sees your performance and then he wants you to be a part of their project or something like that. So it has been providing a lot of opportunities for students. So we see Stagecraft as one of the bigger platform for students at IIT.
Yes, Satorshan, I see Stagecraft is one of the signature events at IIT, and for the past few years, it has been organized in a very large scale. So talking about Stagecraft, what are the key challenges you faced organizing a massive event, being university students, and you'll have to compete with you're competing with a big industry there. How was it? How were the challenges? How do you face them?
So one interesting fact about Stagecraft is it has a very rich history. It has been organized for more than 15 years, I guess. And very importantly, what we focus on is the talents at IIT. If you talk about other universities where they like bring very big stars, and maybe the kids or the students who are performing, they get overshadowed by the big stars who come and perform. But at Stagecraft, where we like very mainly focus on our own talent at IIT, so that is a very important factor and a very key point that we always focused on. And maybe talking about the challenges, one thing was we all are from second year. So maybe balancing it with our academic life was a big challenge. And also Stagecraft is not like a one-day event, so where we had to have auditions and then select the best out of that, and then maybe follow them, like how their practices are going, and getting the best entertainment partners in Sri Lanka, and then getting the place sorted. So yeah, talking about the challenges, there were quite a lot, but then with the team that we had, we were able to manage everything and have a good event.
That's a lot of work done by the Students' Union of IIT. So, I mean, it's wonderful to hear about these positive impacts. Are there any particular projects or events that you are especially, as the union, which you are proud of and which you would like to talk about in detail?
So yeah, I was talking about Stagecraft. Obviously, Stagecraft is close to our hearts, and also I would like to add about Aurudu. So both these events this year, it was really close to my heart personally and to our union members as well, because Stagecraft, like when we were in first year, we just, personally, I wanted to like do in a bigger scale. Like we wanted to revolutionize Stagecraft, and we also had like-minded people in our union who like wanted to achieve that target. So maybe starting from getting Nelumpokuno and then having the auditions, completing that properly. Then maybe like the marketing aspect we focused this year was like really great compared to other years, and maybe like getting all the tickets sold out and having a lot of fun while organizing. Maybe staying late night to organize this project, maybe 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. or maybe sleepless nights that have helped us to organize this event properly. Yeah, so and getting the best sounds, lights providers from Sri Lanka for this event. We wanted to give attention to detail for everything possible, so we got everything that was best that we could get. And then yeah, we offered a proper and a best and a good platform to our performers where they could showcase their talents.
That's amazing. Also, Sathoshanan, could you share more details or more insights about how the Student Union of IIT collaborates with other clubs and societies at IIT to give a better experience for our students here?
So mainly talking about Aurudu, as I mentioned before. So every year, usually the Students Union, we collaborate with another entity from the union itself. So last year it was with the Leo Club of IIT, and this time, for a change, we organized the project with the Sports Council of IIT. So it was a very memorable project because there was so many challenges. If I could mention one, we had to organize the project within 5 days. So we got the project confirmed a week before, then we had to announce the project. Then we pulled off the event in 5 days, and it was a massive success. There were around 1,500 people coming in for Aurudu. And especially it was not organized during April, so it was we organized it in May. And then still people turning out we were like so happy as the organizing committee along with the Sports Council. We got a lot of support from them because they're also another big entity at IIT. So organizing with the people from the Sports Council, maybe that has helped us in like bringing the project to another level from last year. So yeah.
Yeah, those sound fantastic. So Sathoshanan, for students who are inspired by your work and who want to get involved in organizing these, who want to be a part of the student union, what is the procedure of joining the student union, and also what are the advantages of being a part of this?
Yeah, so maybe Amra could explain the procedure.
So for procedures, it starts off with all second year students receiving emails saying that applications are open, and they're asked to submit a CV and fill a form based on what category they qualify under. So like the president position would be for computing school of student, students of the computing school, while the secretary position is for the business school only. So in that case, these students, the applicants, basically they will just see which position they are most suitable for and apply. Then the advisory panel will be shortlisting the candidates, and they'll be called into an interview. And from there onwards, after all the interview processes, and they'll be informed of their selection, and from there onwards they move forward with the new year.
And we are talking about the advantages, there's a lot. So mainly I would say the leadership experience that you get while organizing projects, and also the experience how you work with your management and with the students, so like getting the request from the student body, and also also like giving a proper and reasonable solution for the students, as well as talking to the management regarding all the things that are coming up. So it will give you a really good experience, a different kind of an experience that you will get while from joining SU, even when you go for your internships or third year, even when you go for work. This will be like an added benefit when you go for interviews especially. So like they really do value that you're coming from the Students Union of IIT. So even for personally for me, like during my interviews, they were really interested in my activities, and like especially they were interested in having a Students Union member at their workplace. So yeah, there are a lot of benefits that you can gain from this.
Yeah, just like Amra mentioned, the executive committee is going to be only second year students. But the question is, can foundation students or first year students still be a part of the student union?
Yeah, so talking about that, the committee is from the second year only, but while we organize projects, for example, it can be Christmas party, Valentine's party, or stagecraft, or Urdu, or like upcoming events like Dread Ball, we call for volunteers. So where we get people from foundation, first year, even from our very own batch, second year, and then we get those people and we allocate tasks for them. So where like they can showcase their skills in what they expertise. So that has been like a key factor why they should volunteer for these kind of roles, because when they gain the experience of organizing projects with the Students Union, when they come to second year and when they apply, they have more knowledge and more experience working with the environment that the Students Union offers. So I think that will be an advantage, or like that's an opportunity where students from foundation or first year can involve with us.
Yeah, so Sadarshan, personally, you spoke about being a part of a student union has been very helpful or beneficial for you even during your internship. So personally, out of the topic, how has being a part of this movement helped you during your internship or during your interview process and so on?
Okay, so basically, like when you volunteer or when you get selected for roles in Students Union, basically you get leadership qualities. So that, like one question they had was like share your experience. So like from that, when we share our experience that we have had with the Students Union and what challenges we have faced during the year, and especially how we have managed our Students Union work, our personal life and the academic life that we have. So that's something that the companies and all the industry people look forward to, because they don't want someone who just comes to work and just goes. Like they want people who can manage well, who can mingle with their people. Even though you go for internships, they like search for people who have these qualities, because at the end of the day, because they also want to work with people who can talk and who can like easily mingle with people. So that has been like one of the key factors that SU offers. Maybe there's a lot maybe I could be missing, but especially like the team working abilities and all, they focus a lot on that.
Yes, definitely. I mean, with this very short conversation, we see that, being a part of the student union, it helps you through, have leadership skills, team working skills, and, a lot more. So
time management skills, you can add a lot to that.
You can add a lot more to that. So Amra, personally, do you have a similar experience like Sadarshan as well?
Definitely. One thing I would like to notice that whenever I went to an interview, the first thing when they flip to my second page of my CV and they see the extracurriculars, they're like, oh wow, you have so many, how are you managing it? So in that the fact that I am involved in so many shows to them that I am able to manage my academics and extracurriculars, which is something I believe that industry individuals, they really look forward for. Companies these days, they don't just focus on academics, they want an employee who's involved in many and who's experienced in various areas of this thing. So based on that, they were like, oh, okay, you can do all of this. How are you managing? How's the time management? That's a very important thing, I would say. Academics, courseworks, ICTs and all of that. And then we have the extracurriculars, there's going to be meetings and all of that. So with regards to that, that's the one thing I would really tell. So, yeah.
Interesting. Finally, looking ahead, Sadarshan and Amra, towards the last bit of this interview, as the student union of IIT, do you all have anything which you all are looking ahead to? Do you all have any future projects coming up within the next few months?
So we have a few left. So one is the grad ball, where we organize the last day for our fourth year undergraduates who are like going out of uni. So that's basically the day where they get together and meet their friends. We have a party at like a very big hotel, and then probably like we'll be joining with the fourth year students to organize that project. So we basically fulfill their needs, what they expect in their special day. That's one project that we have to organize, and also like the expectations that we have is like maybe we came into this maybe into this union by like we want to revolutionize a lot. We like did the stagecraft in a different manner, in a bigger manner. We did other projects. We changed the way how some certain stuff has been organized. We did it in a different way, and yes, we have successfully organized a lot of projects. And also this can be changed in the upcoming years. Definitely this is not going to be the mark where the students union is going to stop. So maybe the next year union, they'll be reaching bigger heights than our union, with something that I would really expect from the next year's union. Yeah, so those are some of the expectations. If Amra, you would like to add something.
Yeah, so like Satorshan said, we have had a great year so far, I would say. Based on all the projects we've done, we've worked a lot in regards to a few projects we've did, and from there, the incoming union, I believe the applications are open actually, so I would say they can do better than us. It's like we do better our year, and then the incoming year does better than us. That's the tradition. So I hope the incoming union does a great job, and yeah, that was what I would say.
Before we wrap up, if you are a second year student, is there a contact number which we can contact to get more information, or Instagram page or whatever it is?
So yeah, we have Instagram, Facebook, so you all can drop a text. It's IEIT Students Union in Instagram. So you all can drop a message anytime. We'll be responding to your messages. And also the people who are applying the next union board, you all have a very challenging task ahead, because we know that we did a very good job. We have set the benchmarks high. So when we came, we had a certain benchmark that we wanted to pass, but we believe as a union we have surpassed that. And yeah, the upcoming union, you all have a very big task ahead, and I hope you all do the best. And yeah, good luck.
Thank you very much, Satorshan Manoharan and Amra Zahran, for sharing your experiences and insights with us today. It's been a pleasure hearing about the incredible work you are doing and the positive impact you are making at IIT. To all our viewers, we hope you enjoy this conversation and gained some valuable insights into the vibrant student life and leadership at IIT. Stay tuned for more exciting discussions and interviews as we continue to explore the cutting edge of technology and innovation. Thank you very much for joining us on iTV, and we look forward to seeing you at our next segment. Until then, stay curious, keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible. Goodbye.
Team of people can pull off such a big event.
Graduated last year, but I still wanted to come back to see what's excited.
It's quite interesting.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another segment of ITV Cutting Edge 2024. I'm Mihaly Kassina, and today we are going to uncover about one of the most influential clubs in our university, the IEEE student branch at IIT. So from its humble beginning to its industrial impact, we are going to meet the key players and talk about their incredible journey. So we have the chairperson, Sanatha Kannangara, and the assistant secretary, Akif Ahmed with us. Welcome both of you. First of all, Sanatha, we will start with the history of IEEE student branch. Would you share some insights into like when it started and what are the main goals of the society?
Yeah, so talking about the IEEE student branch, so it was initiated back in 2015 in IIT. So the main goal of IEEE globally is under its motto, Advancing Technology for Humanity. So in IEEE at IIT actually, what we mainly focus on is we focus on the personal development and professional development of students as well. And in the meantime, we are trying to give them the technological expertise of cutting-edge technologies as well. So now talking about IEEE student branch of IIT, we have separate chapters within us, which are IEEE Computer Society, IEEE Robotics and Automation Society, and IEEE WIE Affinity Group of IIT. So these were mainly initiated back in 2015, and Robotics Automation Society was initiated last year. So in IIT, so we have a very vibrant culture within the IEEE society, and also we do specific areas of events that are focused on with these societies and mainly with the student branch itself. Yeah, I think that would be.
Okay. As you said that, my next question is for Akif. So considering it's one of the biggest club in IIT, what are some of the key contributions club has made over the years? Like what kind of events club has organized so far?
So as the biggest tech club within IIT, we contribute in building innovation and creating a tech community within our university. So when it comes to events that we organized, there are several events that we are organizing over the years. So especially when starting from IEEE Extreme, which is a global coding competition, a 24-hour coding competition organized by the IEEE and hosted by us within our university. What we especially do is we organize workshops and several mini hackathons in order to prepare our IIT students for that competition. So as a new initiative this year, we also started PrologX, which is a mini hackathon that we started in order to give them a practice before they face a large coding competition like IEEE Extreme. And then comes like Code Sprint. So Code Sprint, so this year we organized Code Sprint for the 8th iteration. And in the previous iterations, it was based on idea incubation, but this year, in its 8th iteration, our initiative was to, as there's a startup boom within Sri Lanka, we wanted to go with the theme of a startup battle. So this year, we were able to do it successfully. So this year we got around 2,500 plus registrations with 525 teams for the competition. So it was a massive success for us that we recently concluded the grand finale on the 22nd of June at Galadari. So it was a massive success. And when it comes to the design-a-thons, we organized Design IX, which is one of the important initiatives. And from last year, we changed it perspective, not just building into a normal UI UX competition. We changed it into a competition where the students are supposed to come up with UI UX ideas for XR based applications. So for these, so we are from last year, we are the first year university. Design IX was the first competition to come up with such an initiative, and this year we are going to start IX24 in the next few months, and we're also planning to go with the same extended reality based theme. And yeah, and this year as new initiatives we have started Illuminate and Insight. So these are new events. So from Illuminate, what we are trying is to promote the entrepreneurship within the undergraduate community, not only within IIT but all around Sri Lanka. So we are planning it as a YouTube video series, and the event is still going on, and soon we'll be starting the next initiative of that event. And from Insight, it is an industry visit series. So far we have gone to 9 industries, and we have taken, so we did this event mainly focusing in bringing an insight to our IIT students about how the industry works and to give them the knowledge how the real tech industry going to work. So far we have taken 825 students from IIT for those industry visits. So that's a brief about the events that we organize.
So, as you mentioned, the most recent event club has organized was CodeSprint 8. So let's talk about that. Like, what was this event about? Like, what were the challenges you faced while organizing the event?
Yeah, so talking about CodeSprint, actually, CodeSprint started as the very first event when IEEE was initiated back in 2015. So this year we did it for the 8th iterative time. So the main thing about CodeSprint was from 2015, it had many kind of iterations such as coding competitions and idea incubators. But I mean, looking at two main reasons, we wanted to build some competition that would actually go extremely for the continuously for the coming years, and then also we wanted to we saw the need of startups and new ideas within the technological industry in Sri Lanka. So we mainly made CodeSprint 8 startup challenge based software development competition this year, and even for the very first time we came up with that idea, we actually had a really good tremendous amount of success. We had, like Akif mentioned, 2,500 plus students and engaged more than 22 universities, and also there were around 435 ideas, software ideas that came up, and which led on to more than 150 fully built products. So, and the main initiative in this was not just as a competition, we were able to build it up to a level where we could let the students come up with the ideas and then help them to develop them to fully built products and then to startup ideas. So we partnered up with more than 25 companies in Sri Lanka, and they actually gave us more than 90 plus industry experts to help those students to develop their ideas into a massive scale. And currently, actually, out of the top 10 ideas, 5-6 ideas are currently on the investment level and are talking with angel investors at the current time. So I think CodeSprint this year was a tremendous amount of success, and we were able to conclude that in a very high level at the Galadari Ballroom on the 22nd of June. And yeah, I think CodeSprint probably for the next years, it would develop much in the same idea, and we would probably see a lot of new startups coming through that.
It sounds like club is buzzing into activities. So how does the IEEE student branch influence the industry it's connected to?
Yeah, so basically we influence the industry through all those competitions that we are organizing. So let's take, for example, IEEE Extreme. From this competition, we improve the problem solving and coding skills among the students in the for those tech undergraduates. So, and also let's take CodeSprint. From CodeSprint and Illuminate especially, we contribute basically to the startup ecosystem in Sri Lanka. From that, what we do is in future, we are like, as an initiative, we are expecting some tech entrepreneurs to be seen. So that's one initiative. And also from CodeSprint, especially as Sanadu mentioned, we come up with several tech ideas which can be marketed from tech ideas and products which are marketable within the tech industry. So that's how we work on that.
It's clear that teamwork is hard at your success. So could you please tell us how the volunteers have contributed to the growth of the club, like how they work together with each other as a team?
Yeah, so talking about IEEE mainly, so like I mentioned, now IEEE has a lot of societies in IIT, such as the Computer Society, Robotics, and then the Women in Engineering Affinity Group, along with the student branch. So student branch mainly works as the governing body in IEEE, in IIT. So the thing is, there are a lot of, this year mainly, we saw a high amount of engagement within the IEEE students and volunteers as well. And we were, when we started from 2015 and onwards, we were one of the top 3 IEEE clubs in Sri Lanka continuously. But we saw a sudden and a very high rise this year because we were able to take more than 500 plus memberships, which led us to be the 13th largest student branch in the world out of 3,700. So, and also for IEEE Extreme, as Akif mentioned, we had the 4th highest participation in the world. And also when it comes to the volunteering, so we have 100 plus active volunteers with the societies and the student branch combined. So in these events, we have built many various kinds of teams that has very skills that are, different kind of skills, such as talking, communication with the industry, and such as logistics and programming, and also when it comes to media, videography, designing and everything. So we have made this kind of a vibrant community that everyone can come and develop their skills as well as showcase them within our community. So these kinds of initiatives have built us kind of a good reputation in the university of getting new members and volunteers. And like I mentioned, so this year we have actually seen a very high rise in that, and we are the largest student branch in Sri Lanka as well. So I think there's a lot of opportunities in IEEE and IIT for students to participate and develop their skills.
That's nice. So time is ticking. We are already at the last question. So what advices would you like to give to the students who are willing to join the IEEE student branch in the future?
Yeah. So like I mentioned, IEEE has a very vibrant community of talent pool. So what kind of, you must know about your skills, and anyway you can come and collaborate with us, not just programming or coding kind of skills, just even designing, videography, anything. We have that kind of volunteer pool. So IEEE is a very good opportunity for you to develop your personal and professional skills, in the meantime to get to know more people and just join with other student branches as well, because we have a lot of collaborative events with other universities in Sri Lanka, and to be part of the massive IEEE community in the world. So I warmly welcome every single student to join us and have the experience and join these events, even as participants or volunteers, and get that experience.
This has been truly an inspiring interview. So, and it was a great opportunity to meet you too as well. So thank you so much for sharing the insights and your experiences and the stories of the IEEE student branch at IIT. That's it for today's interview, and thank you so much for joining.